Hey everyone, welcome to lesson 4 of How to Play Love of My Life by Queen. In the last lesson we finished the main part of the verse and we got up to this bit. Today we're going to be continuing on from this F major chord, and we're going to be learning two different things that we play to either A, conclude the first half of the verse and move into the second part of the verse, or to finish off the entirety of that first verse. So, the first thing we'll learn how to play is going to sound like this. And we know that bit from lesson 1, that last bit from here. We know that from lesson 1. So the only thing that's new in this first bit is going to be this. So last lesson we finished on an F major chord where we had F, F, C, F and A. This is middle C for reference. So F, F, C, F, A to give us an F major inversion chord. And to start off today's lesson we're going to keep this chord and we're just going to play the C, then the F, then the A individually. C, F, A, just like that. Looking at just our left hand we have B flat. Here's middle C again, so B flat, A, G, and then F. Nice and simple. Right hand is going to be a little bit more difficult, but should still be pretty easy. It's going to be this D up here, so an octave above middle C, so D, then we have F, then C, F again. Then we're going to play B flat, come back up to this C, then A, and then F again. So it's D, F, C, F, B flat, C, A, F. And with our left hand and right together, we have the B flat with the D in our right, then F, then we have A with the C together, then the F, then we have G with the B flat together, C, then we have the F with the A together, then F. So nice and slow, B flat D, F, A and C, F, G and B flat, C, F and A, F. Yet again, we have already learnt that bit in lesson 1, but I'll quickly rush through that. So it's going to be B flat in our left hand, B flat octaves to A octaves in our left hand, and our right hand plays D, F, G, F with the B flat, then we have C, F, G, F with the A. Then we've got two different ways to conclude this bit. We go down to octave G, all the way down here yet again, middle C, so it's 2, 3 octaves below middle C. And the two ways that we can play this bit is with those full chords that we learnt in the intro lesson, or you can play this, which we learnt in, I believe, the second lesson. There isn't a massive difference between the two. This one's obviously a little bit easier and has that seventh instead of just the full chord up in the octave. But quickly, the full chord version is G, B, D, octave G, then it's A, C, F, A, then B, D, G, B, and then G major, G, B, D, octave G, up an octave higher. Or you've got this version, which was G and B together with the G, octave G, then A, C, G, then B, D, G, the B, D and G again together, except with this F as well to make it a 7th chord. So like that, or with the G in our left hand. It's completely up to you which one you play. I like to play the bigger one just because I feel like it's a little bit more powerful, and I want a little bit more of a definitive. That's the end of the first half. Then we've got the second half of the verse. Anyway, the next thing we're going to be learning is going to sound like this. Still not great at trills. Anyway, so it's going to start off pretty much the same way with the F major chord. Except this time we're going to play F, A, and then C. Instead of C, F, A, we have this F here, the A here, and the C up an octave of middle C to give us a normal triad chord. Right, so we've got that, and then we play through the first little bit that we learnt in lesson 1, which was B flat and A twice, and it was E flat, E, C, F, C, E, F, F, C. Right, which yet again is this bit. Except just with the B flat and A in our left hand up until there. Then we're going to play this. Okay, which is going to be E flat, so the E flat around middle C, with C in our right hand, so E flat and C together. Then you play this F by itself. Then you move down to D in your left hand, and you're going to play B flat with the D together, and then with your right hand you're going to play A, B flat, and then F, like that. And when you get to this F, you're going to play this, which is going to be moving this an octave down to the octave D below. And you play D, E flat, F, all with that F in our right hand. Okay? So all together, E flat and C, F, B flat with the D in our left hand, A, B flat and the F in our right with D, octave below, E flat, F, then we have this. Okay, which is going to be B flat in our left hand with D in our right. Okay, so it's going to be B flat, D, then F, then we come down to A in our left hand and we play C, then F again, so kind of like what we did in the first thing for today, except we're going to come up here to middle C and we're going to play E flat up here, then F, so it's B flat and D, F, A and C, F, C with our left hand, E flat up here, with the F. Okay, so E flat and C, F, then B flat in our left hand with D in our right, then F, then A and C together with the F. So that last bit again, so C with the E flat, F, B flat with the D, F, A with the C, F, and then we have in our left hand we have G, and that's going to be with a B flat and C trill. So the trick with trills, I haven't mastered them yet, but the trick with them is you want to keep your hand close to the keys, and you want to just be using your 2 fingers of your choice. You can do whichever ones you feel most natural. For me it's just my index and middle finger, and you want to just be using those 2 fingers. You don't want to be moving your wrist. It's just that, and that's going to be with that G. And then when we get to the F, okay, so we go B flat to the F, we're going to play that, which is going to be the F with the A together. Then we play this F up here, and then C. Okay, so just in sequence from the C and E flat. So it's C, E flat, F, B flat, D, F, A, C, F, trill with the G, and then it's F with A, F, and then C. Right? Okay, so all of that together, nice and slow. Quick thing with the trill, when we did the first trill, when we went with that bit, with the for the intro, when we got to that C and D trill, that was kind of just that with that little bit of a break in between. Like that. But when we get to this bit, it's going to be for the full value, so it's not going to be break. It's going to be for the lead straight into that thing. Yet again, I'm still really bad with trills, but you get the idea. So from the very beginning of the second bit that we learnt, right? Then we move on to the second lesson, and that's going to be where we do this. Which is all going to be in the next lesson. But before we finish off, I just want to quickly tell you about the way that you play through this first bit of the song, because it could be a little bit tricky the way I try and do my tutorials. So you're basically going to play part 1, part 2, and then part 3, then the first half of this lesson, all the way through, so up until you get to here. In today's lesson. Then you're going to go back to part 2, you're going to play part 2, part 3, and then the second half of today's lesson, which is that bit. You're going to play that again. And the way that kind of works is you kind of have the intro, which ends on this. And then the second half, the second lesson and the third lesson kind of connect to each other. But you have that end of the first lesson with that massive chord, which leads us into the start of lesson 2, where we play lesson 2, lesson 3. Then at the end of the first half of lesson 4, we do this bit again. And then we go back and repeat lesson 2 and lesson 3. But I did explain that there was a little bit of that difference in lesson 3, I believe I did, where you go like this. Like that, instead of just... There's just that little C then A bit the second time around. Just something to note. If you understand what I mean, you understand. If not, let me know. But yeah, so you just play lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, first half of this video, lesson 2, lesson 3, second half of this video. And then we get into lesson 5 and we do that next bit that I kind of demonstrated just a little bit before. But that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. This might have been a little bit confusing. If you have any questions or need any help with anything, please let me know in the comment section down below. But that's it from me. I hope to see every one of you in the next lesson. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like. But that's it from me. I'll see you all later.